Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy KLA Cloud, the one who about to give it to you once again. Yeah, I got a guest all the way, George Page.
Hello.
And how you doing, George?
Hello. It's me, always George Page. Now I am Jon Snow, the
Oh
fastest
yeah,
with the failed.
accent is killing me right now.
I know, yeah, because we had talking about a great man, James Earl Jones, so I have to be more serious than I
All
usually am.
right, all right. Well, I'm glad you decided to do this with me.
Not a problem, brother.
I'm sure, yeah,
I'm always
I'm sure
pulling,
everybody. Now, go ahead, say what
I
you're
was
saying.
always pulling in my shit, so happy to jump in yours.
Yeah, yeah, but well, thank you.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, of course, people that's watching, actor James Earl Jones, he passed away. Um, he died at the age of 93, and he did a lot of accomplishments. Um, what I could say about James Earl Jones, I think I've been knowing him since I was a baby. Know about him since I was a baby. I think especially with that movie Claudine, I could have been like 4 or 5 or something. I think it was on TV. And that's the first time I see like a woman with all these kids and stuff like that. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Well, Claudine kind of was like my mom. There was the six of us. And
Yeah,
she raised us by herself. Not just six kids, but then pretty much my oldest sister was grown, plus the two grandkids, my two oldest nephews. So it was really, I can feel Claudine. I mean, I've seen some of it, never seen the whole movie all together. But with
uh,
him, I mostly I think movies like one that really stands out for me, why best known James Earl Jones is always going to be Conan the Barbarian.
mm, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was Vaza Doom. He's looking for the riddle of steel.
Yeah, I remember the first Conan. Yeah, actually, I seen the second one first. Then I seen the first one later. That was crazy.
Yeah, the second one, it was just
Yeah, it wasn't all that. It wasn't all that.
that's good. It was all right because it was
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger, it was Conan. There was one point there's talking about maybe trying to do
a
a
third one, right?
third, yeah, like Conan the
Yeah,
King, like he's
yeah.
uh I think the
And
plan
that's
was that I think the plan was to go to resurrect Vaza Doom, and it said it was going to be The Rock's going to play the character because he looks just like a younger version of James Earl Jones. And
right.
if you look at The Rock and James Earl, I think they're about the same height. I think James Earl was like at least 6'3", 6'4".
So I didn't know they
And
was gonna do it with the back.
yeah, I think that was the plan. They it just because at the time when it was being worked on, Rock was really blowing up. His movie career
Right.
was getting a lot of attention. He did the Fast and Furious movies, and he was doing these other movies, and you know, but I think if you do it like that, you got to think about it. I think he'd be the same age as James Earl Jones when he did the first Conan movie, because Rock is in his
Right.
50s, and James Earl was like in his 50s also, I believe, because the first Conan movie was at least 50 years ago, just about a little
Yeah.
50 years. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think James about being in his late 40s, almost 50, I believe.
Well, we got a guest. Got my boy Rolando G. What's up, man? I
Orlando
haven't
G.
seen you in a while.
I
Rest in
see him.
peace, Mr. James Earl Jones, adored as King Joffrey Jaffa and Coming to America, original King Zamunda. Hey, what up, man?
Yeah,
Good to hear from you.
yeah. Rolando
And
hadn't seen you for a minute.
yeah, I had another comment, but that disappeared. I don't know. That was strange. So I
Mm,
could show some pictures of the
yeah.
actor.
I think he's
That was
played
just art.
Othello. I think he played Othello
Yeah,
in this one.
that
Yeah, he
was
did a
like
lot of
his first play in theater and stuff.
yeah, he did a lot of plays for a long time. Still kept doing plays.
Yeah. You know what? We might as well look at an article about I was planning to it's goddamn camera. Okay. hold on. All right. So James Earl Jones, remembered by Broadway community, moment, monumental talent was equal to his humanity and his humility. Tony winner John Lafayette tells people James Earl Jones made an irrevocable impact on the theater industry, and in the wake of his death, members of the Broadway community are sharing their memories with people. The actor who died at his home in Dutchess County, New York on Monday, September 9th, at the age of 93, began his nearly seven-decade career on stage, playing Othello at the Ramsdale Theater in Manistee, Michigan back in 1957. So this is a seven-decade career, yo. Yeah, that's a passion. God damn. Wow. Later that year, in October, Jones made his Broadway debut as understudy to Lord Richards in Molly Kazan's The Egghead. The roles kept coming from there, with Jones picking up 20 additional Broadway credits and three Tony Awards, including two competitive wins for Best Actor for 1969's The Great White Hope and 1987's Fences. He was also a staple at the Public Theater, evolving Shakespeare in the Park program throughout the 60s and early 70s, playing Othello and King Lear and appearing in Midsummer Night's Dream, Richard III, Romeo Juliet, The Merchant of Venus, Cornelius, Hamlet, The Winter's Tale, Troilus, Cressida, Macbeth, and Henry V. Last role was in 2015 revival of The Gin Game opposite the late Cicely Tyson. Related, how James Earl paved the way on stage as told as actors contemporary from the 60s. A year before that, James starred in the revival of George S. Kaufman and Moss Hart You Can't Take It Away With You. Among the many in the assembled cast was Annalee Ashford, who remembers Jones as one of the greatest of the great. He led an example that we should all aspire to be as artists and humans. The actress who won a Tony Award for her performance in the play tells people James Earl showed up to rehearsal off book. He was the first person in theater and the last to leave, always working to make tomorrow's performance even greater than today. And he made the person in the play with the least lines feel just as important and loved as the person with the most lines. I mean, like, he was wow. That, I mean, that was a passion for him to do all that. Like 7 years. I
Hmm.
mean, 7 decades. I mean, 7 decades doing what he doing. That's a passion, you know.
Yeah, most actors they start out. It's a good amount of actors start out in Broadway, and then eventually they once they get some kind of success in a movie or TV, they don't really go back to it too often.
Right,
I'm trying to think of somebody. I know who I'm trying to think of. I know some actors that they started on Broadway, they left, came back, did it for a good bit. I know he's one of them. He's
right,
Cicely Tyson's one. Uh, who I'm trying to think. I think Meryl Streep. She might have done some Broadway stuff. She doesn't. She's still. She's not as busy as an actress like she used to be.
right,
But it's just you had to love doing it because it's a Broadway's kind of one of the most consistent kind of careers you have. It plays good and you get good reviews. You do pretty good. Great White Hope, as you know, is based on Jack Johnson, who was a boxer. You know,
right.
um, then he did a bunch of other movies like him, Billy D. Williams, Richard Pryor. That was Bingo's traveling baseball team. I forgot the name. The whole name. I've seen that movie, but I forgot the whole name of it. You know,
Right.
and he also was in some movies here and there, bit roles. There's a movie called Sneakers. With
I think I heard of that. I think I heard
yeah,
of that one.
Yeah, it was. He had a. It was Robert Redford. It was a. Also, CD 48 was in that movie. Him and City know each other for a long time. They pretty much came up in the stage just about together. I don't think they ever did anything together per se, but they crossed paths within the same age because Sidney Poitier died like last year, and he was like 93, 92. Oh, Rolando says Raising the Sun. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
popular one. Yeah, I
yeah.
think
I think I seen that one when he was there. I think it was a he was it was a theater Broadway. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Yeah,
City started that one. That was early his career doing stage. City also
right.
did Raising the Sun.
Yeah, yeah. The black and white flavor. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
The stage of the
Okay.
movie. And then I think the last time he did a movie was we played his role in the Come to America sequel. People say it was disappointing, but hey, you got to see him because he was in it. He played the king one more time. He passed away. This is what I remember. They wanted to do when they did the Coming to America 2.
Right,
Some people said they wanted to be Michael B. Jordan and be his son, kind of like be like the same way as the first movie. But then they said, well,
right.
give him his illegitimate son. But this is a great. I didn't remember other than maybe you know I remember his character Akeem's character messing with any other women and getting somebody pregnant. That just to me that didn't make sense. It would have been better if they
Yeah,
did with the yeah. It would have been better to do with the idea say like okay he had two daughters and a son, or he had three sons. He had three daughters and a son, and the son goes off and go to Los Angeles
right,
and the city of angels. Like like how remember how in the first movie how him and seriously with the queens, so they go to the angels, and then they could have brought
right.
back the sister who was the aunt, and old boy who was because Sogo, Eric, they could have.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they could have did it like this. They could have had him come and stay with them, and they say that, oh, this is my nephew. He's like, yeah, 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 yeah. They wouldn't know he was a prince. It would have been better than what they did with that other movie. It was kind of disappointing.
you see it?
Not all of it. I don't really
But
watch cable like that. Like,
yeah,
I saw some reviews and saw some clips here and there. It was just, if they would, if they're gonna do it, shit did it right.
right.
It would have been
It's
better if
just
they got, yeah, it would have been better if
not
they got
that.
Michael B. It would have been better if they got Michael B. Jordan and just had him playing the son and him
Right.
going that would have been better than what they did. I mean, I like Eddie Murphy, but I think his movie career is kind of
Over.
petered out now. Yeah,
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 that shit is over, bro.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's
he
a
don't
lot of
have to make no goddamn movie. He don't have to really make no more movies, really, to tell
no,
you
we
the
don't.
truth.
But the thing is, he can't do much stand up anymore. It's just he has to do
Nah,
something to keep himself busy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember a couple of years back, not to go off track, but I
Mhm.
remember remember when he came back to Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I watched the
so,
episode.
yeah, everybody was making a big issue about it, and it wasn't the same as when he was performing earlier in the '80s and all that stuff.
Well, you gotta
You know?
remember back then, the '80s was a little bit more open when it comes to jokes, and everybody wasn't as you know. You usually can't say that because it hurts somebody's feelings. Yeah, some jokes you have to be
Yeah,
careful with, truthfully. But yeah, I remember watching back in the day when he was him and it was Joe Piscopo and him were the two biggest stars back then when they were on there. Joe, you don't see much of him anymore. His movie career was like, I think was wasn't steady compared to Eddie's. And then, I think what happened with Eddie is that once thing this is like this, he got civilized. He got married, he had kids. Like with
oh
Arnold
yeah,
Schwarzenegger. Remember when at one point Arnold his career kind of slowed down a bit because he got married, he had his kids. He was trying to do more family friendly movies like he did Kindergarten Cop, he did Junior, he did Twins, and it just kind of he just kind of lost that edge we had when he first did the Terminators and Conan and
yeah,
you know those great action classics.
yeah.
Hmm.
But let me read this article because it's like a Michigan football honors. James Earl Jones on video boards before Arkansas game. I'll read a little bit of this from Adam Wells. James Earl Jones, a graduate of the University of Michigan, also he graduated in 1955, was honored by the school in the wake of his death this week at the age of 93. Before the kickoff of Saturday's game between the Wolverines and Arkansas State, a moment of silence was held at the Big House along with images from some of his most iconic roles shown on the video board. Jones' agent confirmed that the legendary actor died on Monday. Michigan posted the pregame hype video for football games now rated by Jones that same day. The hype video has been played before Wolverines home games since 2015. Former head coach Jim Harbaugh told Alejandra Bunaga, I don't feel like reading all this, but
Yeah,
but
just
this is cool that they honored him. He graduated from Michigan, the University of Michigan. So they did a little wake for him. That's pretty cool.
mhm. Yeah, because we have when you like any kind of successful alumni, you're always going to give their attention, especially someone like him. There's one thing, you know, he really had a great career. Winning
Right.
2 Emmys, he had Tonys, he had several other awards. One he did never get was an Oscar. I think he has a nomination. I think
Yeah.
it was for the Great White Hype movie, Great White Hope
No,
movie. But other than that, he had a stellar career. I mean, you know,
yeah.
and people mostly is most people who grew up like I did in the good part of the 80s. We're always going to know him as the voice of Darth Vader. He,
Of course. Of course.
that is, I was watching
Of
I
course.
saw it on IG. Was I think I sent you the clip. It was
Yeah, with Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory. You know what? I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play it. See if it's gonna be on YouTube or something. James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones. Big Bang Theory. Okay. All right. There we go.
Let me guess. You like Star Wars. You know, I've been in other movies, but you don't care about those, do you? I have one thing to say to people like you. I like Star Wars too. Care to join me? Thank you. My friend Leonard said if I bothered you while you were eating, you'd think I was a creepy stalker. Well, your friend Leonard sounds like a real weenie. He is, Mr. Earl Jones.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like it's rare. Like say you see a top level actor like that do a TV show, but and I wonder
Right.
how they got him on there. I mean, I know they had William Shatner on there a few times. The late uh, Bob Hart, he was on there. Let's see who else? They had some. Even Carrie Fisher. There's a part in it where you got
Yeah, I
some Carrie.
know. I seen
Yeah,
that one. I'll show that. I could show that.
you have to show it.
Lawrence Perkins, what's up, man? Good evening.
Yeah, yeah. Good evening,
And
Lawrence.
Rolando
Him.
G also says him and Martin Lawrence are coming out with life too. Don't understand that. Me neither.
What the? Not me, because the thing is, I liked Life, but I hate how they ended. There had to be old men when they finally get out. So how you gonna do a
Yeah,
Life too? I mean, it's what is going to be the period between while we're
that
in
was
prison, that those years before the escape. I mean, because one thing is, uh, you have Bernie Mac's character G Lake's dead. The big dude
Yeah,
who said you go to eat your cornbread is dead. And
yeah,
I mean, you're gonna lose. You pretty much lose some of the probably the best people with the best lines. You know, is it's not gonna work unless it's gonna be like a storyline where they talk about I don't know how they're gonna work. There's Vazadu, you know,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was a Conan was a great movie.
Camera is acting up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great movie. I mean, I've seen it so many times. A favorite part is when they say, Conan, what is most important in life? He says, crush your enemies, seem good for you,
yeah.
and hear the lamentation of the women. That is good.
I like the music to that. I swear. I don't know, but the music is I don't know.
Oh,
It just
I
takes you on that adventure. Yeah, hype. It,
yeah,
it just take you on that adventure. I
I
like the
used
beginning of it with the
I
what's his name, Mako. He starts saying it.
beneath the ground before the oceans drunk Atlantis. Yes, the it's called what was it? It was the Anvil of Crumb. I used to do
Yeah,
this when I used to have my own desktop, my own PC. I was cutting CDs, and and
right,
I I actually cut that and put it on CD. I said that one, the one where did the battle of the at the in the graveyard,
right.
and a couple of I had my CDs and I just listened to it because it was just you hear that doom 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 doom. It's it gets that. You know what? I think I did this. I actually have it on my playlist when I used to go work out once on the treadmill, and I listened to it.
Oh, that got you hyped for you want to work out.
Yeah, yeah, because you trying to. I get like I said, got
Yeah,
bad knees, and I try to at
yeah.
least try to get at least 30 minutes in
Well,
in,
ain't
in
nothing wrong with
cardio.
that. Wrong
Yeah.
with that.
I also got
It's
another.
better
I
to
got
do
another.
that than not do it at all.
Yeah, I got another was a Rocky Balboa one. I think I sent it to you. I think I sent it to you before. It's like you hear Rocky Balboa says Rocky Balboa, try your style. You hear that dun, 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 dun. It makes you run up that
Right.
hill a little faster. It's from Lawrence
Long
Perkins
as
says. Mm,
yeah, you read it. You read it.
okay, all right. James Earl Jones sounds his voice off to the movie companies, so his family making millions of his legacy. Yeah, you know, and he sold his voice. Well, he also was the voice for the CNN when we started. This is CNN.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
You know,
that's yeah.
I seen this interview and they asked him about. I seen this on Instagram. To check this out a little bit. You got some thoughts?
It's the nature of black women. I know in some of our earlier conversations, you mentioned that black women you've met have been uptight. What do you mean by that? Well, honestly, one question, what do you mean by uptight? Going towards humility, uh, attitude about their own identity. Um, and in many ways are way ahead of the black man because I don't know why, but in many ways are replacing the black man. There's a whole almost un, unfeminine aspect of the black movement. Do you find that some black women you know out of your personal experience uh, blame the black man for what happened to them in slavery even today? Of course, if the black man, regardless of the causes, failed to protect her, left her in a position where she had to sell herself or bargain with her body. Yes, there's resentment about that. But it's very complex now. I think in another generation, you get a whole crop uptight about their position in society. There are many
I don't want to play the whole thing, but I seen this on Instagram and stuff. So I don't know if I got any thoughts. You have any thoughts on that? I yeah, I seen that on Instagram, and I I I don't know. I guess he was keeping it real, So,
Well,
but
everybody has a different opinion, especially when it comes to black women. As you know,
yeah,
black women are the take care of the family. You know, my mother, she had to do what she had to do. You know, she had to take care of us. And my father, he did what he did, and not as enough of it. He should have. You know, it's all depending on the person. You know, every person is gonna go their own way, and black women have to be strong, especially how things were back in the day. They wouldn't didn't want to be subservient like some white women are. And I understand that's people might be saying here, well, white women always serve, but like I said, there's a different attitude and thought in mind when it comes to black women and white women. White women are put on a higher pedestal than black women, and they don't get that respect. Like I just you can check my IG. I just posted a video where I dedicated to uh some like I said, I love like I said, I do my bodybuilding content. I love black female
yeah, I
body.
seen it. I seen it.
Yeah,
I seen.
yeah. And you know, people got to respect what these ladies go through. And everybody's gonna have a different path. And like I said, he has his thoughts on it, and that's fair. But we may not be the same thoughts I have. So
Right.
and I think most time it's always they're gonna say that black men are too strong, too aggressive. Well, you got to be. This is a tough world. You wouldn't say that about a man if he was wishy washy and weak. You know, and the
I,
other thing, you have to be a strong man. You want to be with a strong woman.
you can't compare. I know what you're saying, but I don't. You can't really compare a woman to a man. Like the
Yeah,
because we different. We got to be like that. You know, they don't really have to be like. Some things it's understandable why they're like that. Because there wasn't like no father in the home, or there wasn't like no husband, and like your situation where your mother had to raise you and your sibling. I could understand that, but there's like a generation of black 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 people in America that they go through this epidemic where they don't have a father, or the mother mostly do the mother is like the house of the you know it's the head of the household. And so I ain't never really experienced that, but it's around me, to see it. And a lot of these, and growing up, you see how a lot of the women are, like with the attitudes and all that stuff. You know, I mean, and it's not every black woman. There's some decent black women, in my opinion. There's decent black women out there too, also. But it's not easy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is not easy.
what I tell you, anything worth having is never going to be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be worth having. Sometimes you gotta learn some patience. You gotta learn some strength. You gotta deal with sometimes a lot. Like I said, because we have to deal with shit every now and then in life. And you gotta jump through
Right.
hoops. And if you're a strong man, you lead your house. You need a strong woman to stand beside you to lead that house. I don't want somebody who folds under pressure. I hear stories of women that something happened to the man, and he loses his job. They want to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's best to hear the woman say, "Baby, be all right. We'll do fine. You get back to work. I'm working. You just do what you need to do while things are struggling, and I'll stand by you." That's what some men do need. You don't need somebody to say, "Oh, you don't have a job." I no, you. This is just something. It wasn't his fault that he lost a job. Sometimes circumstances happens. Like how places getting shut down, or they're laying off people, or just that sometimes it's the bad luck happens. And it's good to have somebody who can say, "You know what, baby, it'll be all right. Hold your hand, keep walking with your head high." That's what we need in a woman, not someone who folds under pressure, who just when things get rushed, when things get tough, they get going.
Mhm.
hmm
Well,
Sometimes
not I was gonna read the chat. Your boy is here. Or
Go
D.
ahead.
Rest in peace, James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly.
Yes,
Yo,
yeah.
who's Frankie Beverly?
Oh,
I'm
you, you
I'm
didn't grow up
telling
like
you.
I did. I said, I'll tell you, Frankie Beverly is a legend. He's one of the icons of
What
black
songs he
soul.
did?
Before I let you go, Joy Pain, um, Thank You. There is a long list.
Okay,
Frankie and Beverly and Mays, they were, for unless you grew up like I did, and balls deep,
okay,
you wouldn't,
okay. I
yeah.
was born '76, but go ahead.
I was born 74, and they were out by then. Like I said, I had three older sisters and an older brother, and used to play that. I remember when I was a little kid, you can go to a little juke joint around the way. I used to play that. You can hear on the
I gotta hear
on
his
the
music. I
juke.
mean, like, not
Yeah,
cut you off, but I'm just saying, like, my upbringing, I would say is different. That's
yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
I listen to music like in the '50s and the '60s. So like mostly because my father he used to play, he used to have those records, rock and roll. That was his thing, and he'll play the Ivory Brothers and Little Richard, Chuck Berry, and all that stuff. So
Well,
that was my thing.
well, I grew up in a house. Mom like to listen to gospel, but my older brothers and sisters like to listen to classic R&B, and
Yeah,
my brother he got into rap because my brother before he passed, he was a DJ also. He used to do DJ.
right.
And if you look at my playlist, sometimes I have eclectic tastes. I like the rap music. I like a little
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. Before I let go. Oh, that
yes,
he sung that shit.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay,
Before I
okay.
let go,
All
yeah,
right, okay. Yeah, I didn't know the name. My bad. I
yeah,
didn't know the name.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The group was Frankie Beverly and Mays,
Oh, I
and
didn't. I never knew his name, y'all. I just know the song.
yeah,
I've heard it.
they got lots of them. Those are the ones that we stick up. Before You Let Go, Joy and
Yeah.
Pain, I Want to Thank You. There is a long list. Most people
Oh,
know
okay.
some singers by maybe a few handful of songs here. They mostly did a lot of the classic, R&B circuit stuff, or they do Tom Joyner. Every year they used to have a cruise, and you get the old school singers come on there. Like
Mm.
you get the Cool in the Game, you get Frankie Beverly, you get you know
George,
who-
I don't want to do. I don't want. I want to play this Star Wars thing because it's getting me hyped. You still-
all right, go ahead, play Star Wars thing.
uh, hold on.
Destroy him.
Hold on. Let me start from.
It is useless, Jesus. Don't let yourself be destroyed as Obi-Wan. There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. I do not yet realize your performance. You have only begun to discover your power. Join me, and I will complete your training. With our combined strength, we can end this destructive conflict and bring order to the galaxy. I'll never join you if you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. He told me enough. He must be you. I am your father.
He fucked up. He fucked. That fucked him
It's
up.
not true. That is impossible. No.
That was a shocker when they finally revealed that Luke's father was Darth Vader. Anakin
Yeah.
Skywalker is Darth Vader. That was a shocker. I mean, it's like I don't know. I would love to see the faces of the peoples in the theater at that time Too bad it's not like like how it is today. How they show like reaction videos, or when you go like that scene in uh Avengers Endgame when
Right,
you see we see the Mariner getting picked up, and you don't know who it
right,
is, and it's thrown, and you see his caps is in Cap's hand, and you go, "What?" And you see Thor saying like, "I knew it," and, or that part in uh Infinity Wars when you see the Thunderbolt, you see Stormbreaker coming through and just cutting off the heads and everything else, and you see Thor coming the last minute,
right.
so and the people or my favorite one is which is it's this it's that I would love to see the reaction of the people in the audience at the theater
What
when
was
that was
did
revealed.
you did you see any like Star Wars movie when
Yeah,
they came out in the theater?
no, see, couldn't we didn't afford a video? We couldn't afford to go to movies like that often.
Uh,
The first
uh,
Star Wars, I was like probably 3 years old when it came out,
right,
and then the next one, I was like about maybe 5 or 6.
right.
And the last one, see, that was I gotta be at least about maybe 8 or 9. But I did watch them when they were on television or we were in a movie. Most of it was on television, more or less.
My
What can you
first
watch?
one, they said, go ahead, what you saying?
No, I was that's it.
No, I said my first one was Return of the Jedi. That's what I seen.
The
Yeah,
first, yeah, the first movie I actually went to see movie theater was E.T.
yeah.
Yeah, it was E.T. Yeah, we went to theater to see E.T. And the last time I went to the theater, God, I think it had to be it was yeah, uh Dark Knight Rises. That's the last time I've been to a theater.
Damn,
No,
that's a long
yeah,
ass time. But,
no, actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. No,
uh,
I
what's the
actually went to see a movie. I forgot the name of the movie. I think it wasn't that good. I just heard people
what's
talking
the
about it. But yeah, I've seen all of the Batman movies in the theater, all the
yeah,
the Chris Nolan trilogy. Because I
right.
was just like a fan of the whole trilogy. You know, you know, Batman Begins, Batman. One of my favorite ones I went to see in theaters was The Matrix. Yeah, when that
Yeah,
came.
I seen that when I was locked up.
Yeah, that was great. My brother, my nephew went to another movie. That movie was over and said, "Man, that movie wasn't shit." So we should came here and watched this movie. It was pretty good.
Mm. So
Yeah.
let me play this one. It's called The Great White Hope. It's like the trailer. So check this out.
The Great White Hope won the Pulitzer Prize,
Let me fast forward. Hold up.
the most honored play in the history of Broadway, becomes an electrifying motion picture. The Great White Hope. I'm not ashamed of wanting Jack for a lover.
I seen this in Turner Classic.
Kind, sensitive. Why are you smiling? I'm embarrassed you forgive me. I'm crazy for him, yes. I don't care. It's the truth. How would you like it if he plays without him because you won't fight? How would you like if the whole damn country says, Brady let us down. You let a loudmouth nigger be champion of the world? As a Broadway play, The Great White Hope won 2 Academy Awards. For Best Actor, James Earl Jones. Now, most white folks, of course, are behind the White Hope. Brady's the redeemer of the race, and so on. But you, Jack Jefferson, are you the Black Hope? I'm black and I'm hoping. Any idea, Jack, why you smile when you fight? I'm a habit for the person that always feels good, huh? When I'm fighting, I feel double good. So when I want to put a face on ball, besides, it's a sport, right? Like a game. Well, I like to I'm hitting the season, I'm still his friend. For Best Actress, Jane Alexander. Why can't you wait and give me one chance to make you happy? Only one, I swear I've never had one. As a Broadway play, The Great White Hope won the Pulitzer Prize for playwright Howard Sigler. Proud of my life. Fight. It's my turn to be the champion of the world. Taking my turn. Today this morning you drove Miss Eleanor Backman across the Illinois-Wisconsin state line. Having done so, you proceeded to have relations with her. Under the Mann Act, that makes you liable. Therefore, I'm placing you under arrest. And it also won the New York Drama Critics Award for Best Play of the Year.
You're not your own man anymore, Jack.
Now you're old.
How can you be your own man when they have you? They do and you know it.
A devastating play becomes an unparalleled motion picture. They've got pushed a pinched up big punch. I don't want to give you nothing, you understand? I'll cut it off first. Hombre, you give me a break for God's sake. The great white hope. So great.
Yeah. So, and
Yeah, and
other
it's
one.
the funny thing about this how they did him because the fact was he was with a white woman, but there was a
Right.
lot of white men that were with black women, and it took them and did what they did because it was double standard. They ain't like
Of
the idea of
course,
this.
the
Yeah,
white
they didn't
man.
like not the idea of this black man who was beating up white men and having relations with well, you might say fucking white women. Excuse my
Right.
language. Yeah. And James did it pretty good. I've seen some of that movie. Never seen the whole movie itself, but I've seen some of
Yeah.
it. It's a classic. It's also he
Yeah.
was in a movie called Doctor Strangelove. It was a Stanley Kubrick movie. It was he had a small role. He played a pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was years ago. And his catalog of movies are long from
Yeah.
anything
I think
from
it's 42.
yeah,
42 movies. I was
yeah,
with your boy what's his name? Underrated Darkness, because he did a whatchamacallit, a tribute to James Earl Jones
yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
We was
yeah. Because I know
politics.
it. Yeah, he told me, say, "Hey, thank you for seeing the brother to me." I said, "Yeah, you're welcome." Because I knew because he sent me the link. I said, "I was working on something. I think it was
Right.
a interview coming up that day, or I got some other stuff I was working on." And I said, "Well, let me, I know you want to do a thing on my channel." I said, "Nah, that's not going to be me. No one's going to, that's not me."
But you
So
ain't want to do it though out of curiosity, because I mean,
I,
because you do tribute to people. That's what I
well,
was kind of like,
I don't do a live stream to. If I do a tribute, it's going to be somebody that works in my, within the stuff I do about. Because
oh,
other
bodybuilding or something like that.
yeah, if it's like
Okay.
I did a thing for Trudy Ireland when she passed away. Because
Okay.
I will post something on my social media, especially. I forgot to put something. I put something in my stories, but usually, if something like James Earl Jones, I usually put it into. I post it on my IG, but last week I was really busy. I had like back-to-back interviews. I had two interviews in one
Yeah,
day.
I see. I see.
Yeah, I was had the upcoming the Europa show coming up. I wanted to see
Yeah.
who was competing in that show. When I focus on something, some things get put to the side. But I did put stuff in my stories and my IG. I would
Yeah.
have it, in it's too late now because it's gonna be about a week since he passed. So but
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool, man. I appreciate you, supporting me.
yeah,
So,
yeah, I do because
well,
you know what, you come here, you come to my channel, you support me. We get you. We talk about stuff that you don't talk about as much. Like we talk mostly about competitions and stuff like that. And you're more of a fan of the women with muscle than more about the sport. And
yeah,
that's why I have you on because I want you to get educated. Because you know what, when you're doing these interviews, when you want to
yeah,
be able to understand. We talk to these women now. You mostly right now. You talk to the OCP ladies. It's pretty good.
yeah,
That's some something you can learn. That's something that's new for you to learn. But
right.
like I said, you ever get back up with some NPC or IFB ladies, then you have this bit of education. So when you have a conversation, just not just be about like like that's why when I do my
Fetish,
hmm?
about fetishes. That's what you trying
Yes.
to
Yes. You want to that's one thing I don't like. One thing I said again, I don't always ask for most time I ask for flexes because I know they do enough of it. They do enough flexing. No point me asking. And I know you can ask and say no, but no point just asking. Just go ahead, just come on, we talk, have a conversation. Now if they
tell.
like the time with uh Maria, when she does it like that because she wants to, because
Yeah, yeah,
she has that personality. But some
right,
people may not want me to move to do it or may not be interested in do it. Every now and then I might ask, every now and then, but not often, because I know we just, like I said, I like to have a nice conversation. We talk back and
right.
forth, And I know
Yeah.
I do go and do. I know you guys like to see the pictures and the videos. I do pop into IG and do that because in fact that's what you want to see. But you want to know this person, not just by what you see in front of your body and their physique. You want to know who they are, their story, what inspires them, and just like have a conversation with somebody that you want to just get to know.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
understand. I understand. I understand.
Hmm.
I get it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this fences. I don't know how it's 3 minutes long, and if anything, I'll stop it. Tell it what your thoughts.
Memorable scene by James Earl Jones as a stern father who has struggled to build a life and keep control of his family shows him teaching his son a painful lesson about setting his expectations for a family. And I ask you a question. The hell you want to ask me? This is the wiki is what you got the question for. How come you ain't never liked me? Black, who in the hell ever said I got the like? What law that said I got the like? If you want to stand up in my face and ask me some damn fool ass question like that, talk about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit. Ask your question. What law is that it say I got the like? All right. Don't you ever answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day? Yeah, nigga. As long as you live in my house, you put a sir on me, you ain't never, but you talk to me, yes, sir. You eat every day, yes, sir. Got a roof over your head, yes, sir. Clothes on your back, yes, sir. Why do you think that is? And I know it's because of me. Why do you think that is? Because you like me.
Cause I
And
love you.
I go out again every morning and bust my butt, put up with the crackers all day long because I like you. It's the biggest fool I ever saw. It is my job. It is my responsibility. You understand that? A man's got to take care of his family. You live in my house, you sleep your behind on my bedclothes with my food in your belly because you are my son, you're my flesh and blood, not because I like you. It is my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you. Wait, let's get this thing right now. But go along and further. I ain't got the right to do. Mr. Red, took my money from payday because you like me. Because me. Oh, I done give you everything I had to give you. I gave you the right. Your mama and me would love between us. Back in your black ass was not a prop of the body and don't you try. Don't you fight. Worry if somebody like you or not. Let's make sure that they do it right by you. You understand what I'm saying, boy? Yes, sir. You get the hell out of my face going down there to AFP.
That part, the kid he takes, he hits the chest because he owed me that.
I think he did too much of that. He did the little dude too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Denzel one because I seen that first, but I know Denzel was inspired by this. But
Mhm.
cause I seen the one in the movie, not in the movie, but I seen the film.
Yeah,
But
and no,
this was good.
yeah, and the actor who's playing us, that's Courtney B. Vance. That's
Yeah,
Angela Bassett's husband. He was in quite a few
yeah,
movies here and there. He was on Law and Order, Criminal Intent. He's a pretty good
yeah.
actor himself. I mean,
But this was like in 1987. The
hmm,
scene from the original Broadway production of Fences at the 1987 Tony Awards by the incredible James Earl Jones. Yeah,
hmm,
this was good, man. Yeah,
hmm, yeah, it's classic. You know, and he says that he should say because you like. He said because you love me. Maybe that could have said that. Maybe I was like, yeah, I love you, but
yeah. Well, hold on. Well, I could play a little bit of Claudine. Um,
No, honey. I know what's wrong with you. You didn't have your cereal. But I don't ever eat no cereal. Well, that's good. You didn't have Listen, women for equal opportunities, they need both. When you got needs, you got needs.
I'll fast forward it to when they meet. Yeah,
We're not supposed to have anything over 100
hold
pounds,
on. Okay, I'll fast forward.
How was you today?
It's fine. How are you?
Fine. Tell the man that I'm not taking this one.
Oh, Lord, now I'm sure gonna make me mad.
Yeah, so you look fine today. Because you look fine all the time. I know I'm the old smelly old golf man. See you all cleaned up. You won't bleed your eyes. I've been setting on taking you out a long time. What about that?
I don't think so.
Oh, show me the regular, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, you afraid that I'll think you too easy? You say yes right away, huh?
His sister I don't go out.
I know crazy. I'm very sociable most of the time. I'll pick you up at 7 o'clock. Where you with?
No, I'm sorry.
Hey, you on welfare? Here you are working. Did you report this income? You know what they say if they found out? You cheat. I told you to put some on a fine hold up. I don't have a juice like you. Hey, Bob! Hey, Bob! Hey, what about this one? Sir, we're not supposed to have anything over 100 pounds, We do this all day, every day. Well, I carried it out. Didn't carry it out. You rolled it out. Well, it's not that heavy. Sir, I've been doing this for 13 years. You gonna tell me what's heavy? What am I supposed to do with this stuff? Take some of that, put it here, pick it up on the swing back, okay? How's that?
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's 1:39 Expo after 20, 20, 20.
Group B Marshall, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
to. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Little
what.
did he know that she got all them kids.
Yeah, yeah. My mom had to be like Claudine. Yeah, we were on welfare, and she had jobs. 'Cause, we think is welfare's not much.
Yeah,
Food stamps enough to maybe get your food, but then you still have to pay your bills. We lived out here in the country. There was places where you can go, you can get gas and other non-food stuff with food stamps. That's why they switched from EBT,
mm,
from the food stamp book, to EBT, because people were taking, it was like all pretty much it's money. It's money.
right. Yeah,
You know, you knew somebody who had a job, and they said, what they were, and if you were getting like so much of food stamps, and you can cut out maybe $100 out of that, and they will pay you like, was it? You can get you know, uh, 80 can get you 100,
right.
because you got to remember the taxes thing. You lose off on taxes, and it was a way to try, like I said, to pay the bills that you couldn't pay. And also, my mom worked side gigs. She worked in the fields, and my brother and sister who worked in the fields. And my mom, sometimes when the field season was over, she worked motels. This woman was really. This is where I see my mother and Claudine. And yeah, and even my mom did have a friend. He was-
Did she
his name,
retire
huh?
eventually? Did she
Huh?
retire? No, I said, did she retire eventually?
Well, my mom had to stop working because she was on disability. Plus,
Oh,
we moved up here. Most of the farmers were using Mexicans and stuff now. Migrant
oh,
work. Those people, they were working those jobs. Where we
right,
lived out, they should. A lot of those houses were turned down and burnt down,
right,
because there was a story that came out years ago. I think it was ABC News. They came through in our area because we were like, they were showing this news report, and we
mm,
recognized this. It was one of my cousins, and it was a house like just barely a mile down from where we stay at. and they were coming
Okay.
through. And one of my cousins was on the porch. She was on the porch fanning herself, and then we looked and said, "Wait a minute!" And right there in the door, her back turned was my mother. We could see
Mm.
her back. They came through our area because there was like a story about, you know, um, you know, modern day slavery, where people look for jobs, and what people
Yeah.
do is send their children or family members come down here and they work. And when that story came out, a lot of those farmers that were around those areas, they decided to tell us we had to move. And those houses that we grew up in, most of them are burnt down and turned down. There's nothing there. The house we lived in is just ingrown trees and stuff. There used to be a barn, used to be a house, there was a pump. All that is long gone. And when we moved, my mom said she took some of her, she had to, she took some plants because my mom had a great garden. She told everybody else, hey, if you want anything out of this garden, you come take it. We had to go back and get a few things because we still had some stuff left over the house. The gardens were digged up. They were taking any plant and flower my mom left that she couldn't take. My mom was a green thumb. She even had a garden here. We were living here in the apartment we are living in. But after she got sick, I was watering, take care of the place of it best I can. But I didn't have her green thumb, and just yeah. But yeah,
Besides your mom, you ever met like somebody like Claudine?
I knew women like Claudine. I grew up with women. Some of them were related to them. Some of them in my family. I knew
Mm.
women like Claudine. There was some women who had husbands. They were good men. They worked. People like I had uncles, and they were. But then I knew women like Claudine who had a bunch of kids, who was working, was on welfare. I knew people like that.
Yeah.
Out here in the country, if you're lucky enough to find yourself a decent job, you make some good money. But then if you were somebody who had a bunch of kids and you didn't have, like my mother, she didn't finish elementary school.
Mm.
She was working by the time she was 10 years old.
Mm.
That happens a lot around here. A lot of people out in this country, out here, especially in the South.
Even for
You,
you?
Mhm. No, I finished
Even
high
for
school.
you?
No,
Oh.
no.
No, no, I'm saying like you work. That's what I
Oh
meant.
yeah, I
Like,
did. I did work. I didn't work as much like my mother and my father, my grandfathers, and my grandparents did. I did work a little bit, but then I got my first real job when I was 16. I worked at a gas
okay,
station. And then, when we moved out of the country uptown. Then it was a few years later, I got my second job. That was MJ Sophie, was a textile place. It's closed
oh,
now because it's went out of business just about a few months ago. And then, I had a little jobs here and there. Sophie fired more time. I worked temp for a while. I went to school for a bit. Then, I worked the strip club for a bit. Then went back to Sophie's Hill, and just popped around. But yeah, I knew women like that. They were either in my family or I knew them. They were like Claudine. And,
mm,
and Claudine's done a new story. This is down here. You're running to women like, I know one woman had 10 head of kids.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I don't know what to say
See,
about that one.
there's probably, like I said, that's based on a woman in the city.
Yeah,
There's probably women like that, but around here, there's dozens of women like that. You
right.
know, who had to work and had to feed their families, and they were on welfare. And welfare, like I said, doesn't give you but so much, but enough where
Right.
you can try to make you live on. You had to
Right.
work because and that's the thing. That's the funny thing when people talk about, oh, black people's on welfare. We only make 13, 14% of the country. So what's the other,
Oh, no,
percentage?
to cut you off, that stigma that was there in the '80s with through what's his
Before
name,
the '80s? Yeah, Ronald Reagan's in that shit.
Ronald Reagan. He because it was a black woman. I remember a YouTuber did like a a documentary on Ronald Reagan, and it was she was saying that he kind of I think he kind of used like her as like a poster person for like black people on welfare because she was taking the money, stuff like that. And I don't think, and it turned out it wasn't entirely true. I
Hmm.
think I forgot, but he the one that put that out there more and stuff.
Hmm.
And so that
Yeah.
because I remember growing up, that was like looked upon, like, and people used to be like having like these votes and be like, that's why your mama's on welfare, like this word. Like people would, they was ruthless back when I was growing up. They say some bullshit. I ain't go through the stuff that you dealt with, but with black people versus black people in different groups,
Hmm.
I've been through that. Yeah, I've been through that.
Yeah, and like I said, yeah, I was worth it. But hey, when I went to school, I ate for free. I had to worry about, paying for lunch. If I had a few bucks on me, I might buy a little snack or something like that in the cafeteria. But generally, I ate free.
Yeah,
And I remember in the summer where we could go to the school. We could eat free lunch.
yeah.
Because you know, people got to understand. People go through some stuff, and we have a system that's broken, like we have here in America. We have right now is I don't talk too much about politics stuff. We have stupid people who think they know something, they don't know shit, and people thinking, "Wow, he's right. He's right." No, he's not right. He don't know shit. He never had to suffer. He never had to struggle. He never had to understand hardship. That's why you don't put somebody who never had to struggle into a
He got
position of leadership.
assassinated again, attempted assassination.
So what?
I'm just saying,
I,
they trying to.
he got rid. He bring it on himself, and it's not gonna help him get into the presidency. It's not. It's just people don't try to do that pity. Who what. When people bully. I don't know. The last one was more staged than anything. He didn't get shot. He got hit by a piece of plastic for the board. I was watching these experts telling you, hey, if you get shot, your head's gonna jerk back. You're not gonna have a piece of look like a tampon on the side of your head. You know, it's just he's pitiful. He is, but not to digress on that. But this is a good movie. It's a classic. I mean, Diane
I'll say
Carroll.
something. To
Yeah,
Um,
Diane Carroll. There was like a few years after she did Julia, where she played a single mother with one child. She had a job as a nurse. This was a
okay.
contrast from her character in Julia, which was about a single widower with one son who was a nurse, and it was a comedy. This was like just a flip side
Well,
to
that's the
Julia.
TV show when she was the nurse, right? I heard
Yes,
about that. Yeah,
yeah. I used to
yeah.
watch it. It was the first sitcom that starred the black woman as the lead.
Oh, I didn't see it. I remember her from Dynasty.
Yeah, I
Um,
grew up watching Julia. Yeah. I remember Dynasty when she was the first black woman to whoop
Black.
Joan Collins' ass on national
Yeah.
television.
But let me play a little bit of this, and
Actually, this Chloe invite me. Yeah, who are you? Patrice. Oh, you know, like Patrice Lumumba. No, I'm Patrice Frank. Connect, my mom. No. Where is she? I don't know. Mama said never know my name when she ain't home.
yeah, there's some rude ass kids, man.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, go sweat it. Your daughter wouldn't let me in. That's all right. I think that's all right. I'm sorry about being late. That lady kept me, and I just felt that long ride on that
Would
bus.
you? I was asking what's her name, Underrated Darkness, this question. Would you go out with a woman with a woman in her situation, knowing that you know
Uh, mm, at this time, I would go. uh, Probably because I know I'm not no spree chicken. It's hard to find anybody, you know, good, a decent woman, and I know one with a lot of kids. I ain't trying to be a daddy, but you know what? I'll date her if she's attractive. Maybe we grow, eventually, relationship would start, But I think, like most men, you like a woman that doesn't have that responsibility. You want something where if the relationship gets to a point where it gets really serious, you can start your own and not take over for somebody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like I said, I know quite a few ladies like Claudine. My mother and cousins and friends. Ladies I worked with, ladies I grew around with. I knew women like that. There's a plenty. There's Claudine. There's dozens of Claudines around here. You know, there's still some today too.
Now we'll make it another time. I'm sorry.
Oh, what are you doing, pretty lady? Go home, home. You got me. I got the chef's waiting.
Listen, by the time I get all cleaned up, it's gonna be too late.
Take the sweet time, because I'm not expecting you to find things the wrong way.
You okay? All right.
I ain't gonna lie. There's a thought coming to me. There was this lady years ago. I used to like her and stuff. I met her like she worked in the park, and we got acquainted and stuff like that. We used to walk her and stuff, and she was a trip sometimes though. But I liked her, but she was kind of like a bit mean to me at times. Sometimes she'll roast me and stuff, and I'll laugh it off, and but I liked her and stuff. But after a while, I was like, she had kids. That's what I'm saying. She had like a older son. She had like a younger son too. I think she also had like a niece. Yeah, but they I don't know. Her kids was kind of weird a little bit. I think the youngest son, he was kind of wild, but he for some reason me and him we kind of clicked and stuff. So you know, but yeah, I like women. I've had like women with that had kids and stuff. So, but I don't know if I would want to deal with one now.
Well, that's the thing is, the woman gotta have to deal with the kids too sometimes.
Yeah, 'cause she's not your kids, and then you gotta y'all gotta get along. If y'all don't get along, it ain't no point of having a relationship with her. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Hmm.
gonna make sense.
Then there's sometimes you have the issue say, "You ain't my daddy." You right tell me what you ain't my daddy.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got you have the patience. You have a lot of patience.
yeah. Those are headaches, man. Those are headaches, man.
Well, you got it. My mom had to. She had the six of us plus two grandkids at the house, and then one point,
Oh man,
then it was before you know it, it was like two more grandkids before, because my oldest sister, she had two children when she was living with us. My two
yeah,
oldest nephews. Then later on, my second oldest sister her son, and
right.
then my sister had her daughter, but by then she moved out, and she had two more children. Um, I think the only ones that did actually live with us were my sister Jean's son Gabe and my nephew Tyrone and my nephew Albert. My other my other nephew and niece were with her. They were with their mother, but they did stay.
This one was sassy one. The sassy girl, the black girl.
Yeah, she was in a episode of Good Times. I remember her.
Yeah. What?
She was.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I just seen that shit.
I said, he up there fighting 1,000 blacks and they up there screaming, yeah, kick the shit out of them tars, man. That's right. Dare you yell that street language in my house.
Yeah, say what you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying I recognized the girl. She was from Good Times.
Now you were saying something else. That's why I kind of stopped. You were
Uh,
saying. your mom's was
Yeah,
your
my
mom had
mom's. Yeah, she had, like I said, my sister after she moved out, she had two more kids, and they used to come in and off. You know, sometimes my sister was in had issues, and my niece and nephew would stay with us on and off. You know, one
grandma.
point after a while, it was, you know, they would stay with my other sisters. You know, when they were going to school, and then when my sister got herself straight, they moved back with her. But
Mm,
off and on, this they stayed down here with us. You know, my mom practically raised, I would say, most of the grandkids. You know,
mm.
they there was the grandma. They loved her. You know,
You never encountered like a guy trying to talk to your mom?
I knew there was guys. I knew one particular. His name was Mr. Theodore. He was a pretty cool dude. He used to come by, and I know him and mom had relations. You know, he was
Right.
pretty good. He was a nice man. You know, it's I think last time I saw him maybe 10, 12 years ago. He was
Mm,
you know, he was a much older man because you know, and also you know, he was married.
mm. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Oh, he's one that like fooling around and okay, okay.
He like I say, he was a good man, but he also had his wife and family. You know, but he was a nice man. I mean,
Right.
he treated he treated you know, my niece and nephews almost like they were, you know, his grandkids in a way.
That's
You know,
cool.
and you know, he was a good man. You know, yeah, it's been a long time since I saw him. Yeah, I know he's gone now. He at least had to be maybe a few years older than my mom. And man, once I saw him with his son, I can really see how old he was a really nice man. You know, I would say that.
Right.
Where do you think you going all dressed up? A date? You ain't going nowhere. Mama, Patrice can babysit. Babysit ain't got nothing. Mama, I told Abdullah I was going to meet. Who the hell is Abdullah? Teddy. He changed his name. I don't care what you told Teddy or Abdullah. Listen, if I find out that you've been sneaking out and seeing what's his name and smoking that marijuana, yeah, I mean that. Black won't be so beautiful no more. You just afraid I'll come home pregnant. Oh, I'm making ain't nothing but a goddamn babysitter around here. Charlene, don't you be talking down your throat to me. Charles, do you think you own that bathroom? You get out of there. Charles, Marshall.
That's a headache, man. I ain't
What is that? What the hell is that? Please, Francis, don't do that. You'll electrocute yourself. Oh, well, your son just broke the poster. Oh, making a muscle cheek down. Oh, no, I am not. Don't leave them out. Bernie, please leave him alone. Mr. Marshall, it's blown. We just better forget it. I'm sorry.
Come here, Miss Smith.
But I can't. I've been working. I gotta change my dress and take a bath. I'm funky.
I'm the expert on it. Smell like a field of flowers.
There ain't no more hot water.
Plenty hot water in my place. Just grab a dress. Let's get out of here.
Are you going away? Get that home. Are you going out with him? What did he take?
All right, all right. Cool it, cool it. Your mama's going on a date. You think that a date? Like a nice restaurant, fine music, Chateaubriand, Cherry Jubilee, and Clams Casino. You think that? She's going with me. You're going to have a good time. You think that?
Charlie, get me my paisley dress and my brown shoes. It's gonna wind up chicken anyway. Mama, don't come home pregnant.
all right. There's something I might I'm gonna let you see because you mentioned it to me.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Well, he's fucking. Mm.
You kill my mother. You kill my father. You kill my people. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a classic. I mean, it was a great movie. I mean, it was a movie that really blew up Arnold Schwarzenegger's career.
Right.
He did a couple of movies before that, but it was that movie that kind of got him on that path. You know, that and Terminator, the first Terminator movie. Those two movies got him on that path.
Mm.
I think Terminator was when it actually got to him, but it was like with that one because he didn't have a lot of lines in that movie. And there's also the
Yeah.
one point like the chick who played his girlfriend Valeria, he didn't even talk to her. They said that you watch
Oh
the
yeah.
movie, yeah, that's you watch the movie. Has never said a word to her throughout the movie.
Arnold
You-
Schwarzenegger.
yeah,
Oh,
watch the entire movie. And this somebody I was watching this thing when they talk about they pull up said in the movie Arnold never said one word to her. They never talked. Like she always was
yeah.
talking to him, other than the one scene when they meet each other when they before they go into the thing to get the jewel and they fought the snake. They
Right.
might have
Ah,
said a couple of words, but generally throughout the movie, every part that he never talked to her.
mm. I don't know. Arnold seem like he be doing some weird stuff sometimes. I don't know.
Well, it was a class. Those movies were very popular back then. The swords and mystical stuff. That was like he did Red Sonja, I think right
Yeah.
after, or I think I'm trying to remember. He did Red Sonja after or before, or he did after before Conan the Destroyer. I'm trying to remember what year that came out. Yeah.
Conan the Destroyer. I think came out like in 83, 84, something like that.
So if you Red Sonja, if you see, let me pull it up.
Probably 85 around that time.
I think it might have been Red Sonja.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, it was 85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they had the graphic novel. I read like the movie adaptation for Marvel. I had
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Eventually I seen it, but
yeah, because the chick that played his girlfriend in the first Conan movie was also she was the villain in the Red Sonja movie, and
oh okay.
and there was Ernest Reyes Jr. He was a little kid, the martial artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a classic. I think they even made a new adaptation of it. Because I don't know if it's on Netflix or something. But
Well, I'm
like I
gonna play.
said,
No, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna play him as you know Eddie Murphy's father and let me see.
Hey, what's up, brother? You a little late for the Christmas pageant.
I'm King Dr. Silver, ruler of the Munda.
Yeah, we'll have a seat. And number two, be ready in a second. This is beautiful. What is that?
Huh?
That is a cool. Fast forward. Here is Eddie Murphy said this
Oh,
when he was doing the movie. There was a lady that worked on the Paramount set, the
Yeah.
movie, and he was in his old Jewish dude costume, and she thought he was an actual, didn't know he was part of. He was like, she didn't know it was Eddie Murphy in makeup, and she asked him out for a date. And I don't know if they went out or something like that. She was flirting with him because she thought that Eddie was an old Jew.
Right. What's his name? The guy that the father Baton. He said the same thing. Eddie Murphy was messing with him, and he was in makeup and stuff, and he thought Eddie Murphy wasn't Eddie Murphy, and so you know,
Mhm.
he was playing a joke on him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's a classic. Eddie was just really, that was at the height of Eddie's career when he did that movie. I think he was just no more than maybe a year or two after Beverly Hills Cop 1, and then I think Beverly Hills Cop 2 came out.
This came
Um,
out in '88. This wasn't Beverly
was it?
Hills Cop came
It
like
was no. It was Beverly
80,
Hills Cop 2. I think when did Beverly Hills Cop 2 came out?
87. It
87.
was a year. It was a year after
Yeah, the year
87.
after, Beverly Hills Cop, it was Beverly
Uh,
Hills Cop. Yeah, because it was a year after Beverly Hills Cop, and I think what was another movie he did that same year. Eddie did. I think Eddie did at least 2 or 3 movies in a year.
yeah,
And I know Come America came out. Beverly Hills Cop was before. Beverly Hills Cop 2 was before that, and I think what was that? No, Harlem Nights didn't come out till about 2 years later, I think,
yeah,
or a year.
yeah,
Yeah, a year or two later, I think came out. Harlem Nights came out in '89, I believe,
yeah.
'89 or '90.
89, 89.
Yeah, yeah, he was busy. I think he was just out. He was really he produced the movie. He put the money up for it. Because he was the big money boy for Paramount at that time. Him and Tom Cruise. I think they said.
It's the Black Tom Cruise, huh?
Yeah, Tom Cruise. He was for a long time. He was at Paramount. Then he left Paramount for a while and went out and did out some his own. But he came back and he started doing Mission Impossible, so some other movies.
Yeah. You think Tom Cruise gonna do another mission? Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
didn't see that one. It's a part two to coming. That's going to they have to.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's supposed to be another one coming out this year or maybe next year, and it's supposed to be in the series after that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
They need to end that with the
yeah,
Mission
because
Impossible.
because
That
he's
motherfucker
almost
is old. He's old, man. Come on, like he jumping off
he's
a building.
he he's 60 he's 62 years old. He looks like he's still like he just did Risky Business or Cocktails. He
Yeah.
barely ages. You can see he's aging bit by bit, but he doesn't look as
Yeah.
old as some guys when they hit their 60s.
I heard Bruce Willis. He got like dementia now, like some type
I
of
think
dementia.
it's not. It's some kind of disease. It's not really
Yeah.
dementia. I think it's something. I remember they talked about it. That's why he's
Yeah.
not acting anymore. He's taking a step back from acting because
Yeah.
Bruce is almost 70.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been around.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yeah, he's been around. I remember I used to love watching Moonlighting, which come on. You know, it
Yeah,
was
me.
a good
I used to
show.
watch that. I
And
used to
this
watch.
is this is one thing you gotta respect about Bruce Willis and a couple of actors. He was still doing that TV show we did Die Hard. We did the first two Die Hard movies.
Yeah,
You know, and then there's actors who they get this movie role, then they leave a TV show. You
yeah.
remember a guy who played Horatio Kane um in, CSI Miami. He was on NYPD Blues. He left the series by the second season because he did a couple of movies, and
Mm,
then after a while, his movie career wasn't doing anything. Then he comes back, he plays
mm,
Horatio Kane and do the CSI Miami series.
mm.
Actually,
I
another
didn't
show.
really watch that too much like that, like the CSIs and NCI.
I
Um,
started I
uh,
started watching more in syndication because most time I
yeah,
was what was I watching? Excuse me. Most time I worked at nights, so it was a whole on the weekends. I think I watch on syndication. Like I watch Blue Bloods because they show it on syndication. I never really watched it when it was on
but
regular
oh yeah, with Tom Selleck.
time. So now I watched Magnum when I was growing up. I used to love that show.
I ain't
You
really
know,
watch it like that.
Magnum
I,
and Simon.
yeah, I never watched that.
Yeah,
I, did,
it was Friday.
I know that came on CBS. Only time I watched that like on CBS was the Dukes of Hazzard, Incredible
Oh,
Hulk.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was watching. I would say.
It was for us. It was Dukes of Hazzard, Credible Hook on
Yeah,
Fridays. No, Dukes of Hazzard. For Credible Hook was by the time I think it went off television. You know, mostly I watched it more on syndication. When you
yeah,
saw the Sci-Fi Channel and it was on syndication.
yeah,
Uh, then then you had Dukes of Hazzard. Then you had Dallas, and then after that was Falcon Crest.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
yeah. And then you had Knots Landing on Thursday. Magnum was on Thursdays originally.
yeah.
Then it was Simon, then Knots Landing. Then they moved Magnum to Sundays. You know,
Okay.
yeah. And that was around about the time when the show was about to go off. It was
Yeah,
like if it was that those last year or two before the show ended. You know. Then they made a new Magnum series a few years ago.
yeah. I
It,
heard. Yeah, it's trash.
hmm.
It was it good?
Here's the thing is, they had got this dude. His name Jay Hernandez playing Thomas Magnum.
Mm,
He's a Spanish dude. He was in a couple of movies here and there, so, and
yeah,
I never watched the show, but then it's just you couldn't find I hate to sound like I'm prejudiced, but you couldn't find a white actor to play the right actor, white and right actor to play Thomas Magnum. I think he moved to NBC. I don't know if he's
yeah.
still on or
But
not.
you know how that is. I mean, they race swapping. I mean, like they wanted to put minorities in certain roles. Like
Or like
you
how they
know,
did they made the what's the in the Denzel did it. It's
the Equalizer.
the Equalizer. Now with that
Yeah,
one, okay, I was all right. But then when they did
yeah,
it for television with Queen Latifah, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I just
Overdoing it, huh?
yeah. I mean, you couldn't find yourself a British dude who could play that role. I mean, Edward Woodward was an old man when he was playing that role, but it was a great show. I used to love watching that show. He used to talk to the British accent, said, "You cannot tell me what I can do." Yeah, yeah. And he was more intimidated with the British accent than he was actually doing something. You know,
Yeah.
but I
I
remember that.
didn't
I
see
think that.
Equalizer when it came on TV
Oh
like that,
yeah,
but I knew about it.
we used to watch it every now and then. It was back then you had Airwolf, Equalizer,
Yeah, I used to
18.
watch that.
Yeah, there were all this. There was, I think, it was mostly for Stephen Canal, who he created
Yeah,
a lot of these. He was the man back then in the 80s and the 90s. He was working in the 70s, but really
yeah,
his stuff really blew up around about the 80s and the 90s. You know,
yeah,
uh, he. This is something he was on an episode of Phil Donahue show where he says, "Well, I'm colorblind." I said, "What?" He said, "So he was colorblind." I said, "You know that."
mm,
But he was also there was a series. Remember Renegade with Luis Ramos? He wrote that
Renegade.
show. And also, he starred in that show. You know.
Renegade. Well, tell me about Renegade. What was that about?
Well, it was on syndication. Back in the day, remember syndication television, TV shows that wasn't on the networks. They was on like uh independence, or they're on like a certain time in the day where it was like before prime time
Yeah.
hours. It was Lorenzo Lamas. You remember he was Lance of Falconcrest. He played this cop who got framed for murder, and then
Okay.
he had to run away, and he became a bounty hunter. The show lasted for like 3 years. It still comes on. You can catch it on certain networks. That's
Maybe I've seen that, but not like that. I've probably
yeah.
seen it.
Like I said,
Not like.
I don't get much. I used to watch it now and then, but then now since I don't have a job and place to go, I watch every so often. It comes out early, early in the morning, like about 3 or 4 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up early because like I said, you get older, you don't sleep like you used to. So you wake
Yeah.
up, like you just flip the channel and say, "Well, Renegade's on. Let me watch it." You know.
Mm.
Cool, sir. Oh, yeah, boy, I'm safe. Oh, yeah. You're at it, company. You live upstairs on the fifth floor. Hey, who gonna clean up all these flowers? You may enter. You're not a king. I know that. What is this? A photograph. What is this? McDonald. Place over on Queens Boulevard. I think he works there. My son works? What is it now? I don't know. He moved downstairs. Apartment 1A. Your Majesty, what are you doing? I received your telegram. What is a key? He went out. So how was your flight from Bullet Track? Your only job was to look after the key. How could you let him come to such a pass? I can't want to listen to me. You're going quite mad, your Majesty. Sammy, you've disgraced yourself, and you must be punished. You will confine yourself to our royal suite at the Waldorf Astoria, and see that you put on some decent attire. And I want you to bathe him thoroughly.
Yeah, that one chick that's
Yeah.
fancy
Oh, thank you,
from
Your
Jamie
Majesty.
Foxx show.
Yeah. What's her name? Bouvet. Yeah. What's her,
Yeah,
the Haitian girl?
Garcia.
Garcelle Bouvet.
Yeah. Because you know, she was young. She's still fine. I mean, you know.
Yeah. She's on. What's her name? On the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
She's
like I said.
on.
I don't watch cable much like that. I don't really watch cable anyway.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because she was married to some white dude. They have a couple of her boys
Yeah.
are
I know.
twins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Left her. He cheated on her. He cheated
yeah.
on her.
You know,
Well,
you know. It's awful. You kind it makes you kind of laugh when you have a fine woman like that. You cheat on her, but that's the thing. Is some men find a woman that they feel like I don't know. Just
yo,
you need.
she could have. Michael Jordan was trying to holler at her. Jamie Foxx was trying to holler at her.
Her and
Um,
James still friends because remember he played his
Jamie.
wife.
Jamie?
Yeah, remember he played his wife on that. Was it the movie where Jamie was the president? What was that movie?
Oh yeah.
White House Down. Was it? I think it was that White
Yeah.
House Down.
I
Yeah,
thought. Yeah, I know Jamie was the president from that movie.
yeah, and she was his wife. They I think
Okay.
they, I think they even dated for a
Mm,
minute, but
yeah.
people said that Jamie for white women because his last two daughters are from some
Yeah. Yeah. He was messing. Jamie was messing with Katie Holmes a bit, but
yeah
he was cheating on her and stuff. So
yeah Yeah, yeah. It kind of funny, Some people say that her daughter with Tom Cruise is actually somebody else's. Because Tom Cruise don't have when he was married to Nicole Kidman, they didn't have any children of their own. They adopted two kids.
Yeah.
I think one was black, one was white. He has a black son and a white daughter. And
Mm.
then it's know when uh what's the face they got divorced that she got pregnant by Keith Urban.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, look, the window. That's where you're from, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's it like?
Oh, you would love it there. Most beautiful place on earth. People are very friendly, and you they would treat like a queen.
Yeah.
Then let them be. Let us go. Yes, right now. Yeah, well, look, Daryl, why don't you come by the house tonight? Yeah, about 9 o'clock. Please will be home by then. Hey, look, don't worry about it, buddy. We'll work something out. Okay. See you later.
Well, you know what? I wanna. This thing got something came to me. I was like, I wanna play the Lion King before we go out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't want to be stuck on that too much. Mustafa. Okay.
Looks everything the light touches is all. A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
And this will all be mine?
Everything.
Everything the light touches. What about that shadowy place?
That's beyond all borders. Let's never go there, Simba.
But I thought a king can do whatever he wants.
Well, there's more to being king than getting your way all the time.
There's more?
Simba. Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope.
Dad, don't we eat the antelope?
Yes, Simba, but let me explain. When we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass. And so, we are all connected in the great of life.
Mm.
That is a
Yeah.
classic. That is a classic. I remember they did that. That's the new version. I don't think did you use
Was
James
he
Earl Jones?
did he voice it, Mustafa?
I
Mustafa?
I don't think so. I don't know. You, you know,
Want to play it a little bit?
no,
Take it.
no. Like I said, you gotta be careful. Too much. You know how it is. This is
Yeah,
Disney stuff. You gotta be careful. You
yeah,
play too much of this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. YouTube is always on some shit. We.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
But
mean, this dude, I mean, he did a lot of movies, man. Like, let me cut this off. I mean, I mean, he made accomplishments that not too many people of color, you know. I mean,
mhm.
there's people of color done some tremendous accomplishments, but I mean, he just stands out, you know, for me, So that's why, I like, I wanted to pay some type of a tribute, to him and stuff. I usually don't do that, So
Like I
I
said, you
mean,
gotta
he's
remember,
very.
man. He
Go
was a
ahead.
great man. He was a great man. He
Yeah.
did a lot. He accomplished a lot, especially in life. He lived. a long fulfilled life. People respect and know him. I
Right.
mean, from everything from stage to screen to television. He did stuff like I remember there was a show. It used to come on PBS, and he was the
Right.
host of it. It
Yeah.
was like it was like telling stories. Like it was like he was the narrator, and it was a either an animated story or and he was just he opened up the show like kind of like what was the show like that I remember the show like that before then, where you had the guy, he he'd tell a story, and then he would be the opening part of the show, and
Yeah.
then they show the story, and then he'll come back and and talk to the people, you know.
Mm.
I forgot the name of it. It used to come on PBS. Um,
So this is the stuff he did, from what
yeah,
I know.
he did a lot of stuff, a lot of education stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He did some of the Twilight Zone. Um, My Little Girl. I don't know what that's about. The Reading Room. The something a UFO documentary. He did on the Hunt for Red October. I never seen that. I haven't seen that movie.
Oh my God, I've seen. He was in almost all. He was in the first one. Now he was in every like basically these were the Tom Clancy Jack Ryan movies, and the first one
Okay.
was first was Hunt in October with
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin as Jack Ryan, and
Right.
then the next two was Harrison Ford. Um, it was Patriot Games, and also I forgot the last one's name because the Patriots game was when when Harrison Ford took over as Jack Ryan. It was
Right.
one where Jackson in England with his family, and he stops an assassin attempt, and he
Right.
kills Irish terrorist. And the Irish
Right.
terrorist tried. He was the brother of the Irish terrorist. He was coming after to kill him. And then
Yeah.
there was that was I think there was Patriot Games and Clear Present Danger was the one where it went up against a Colombian drug dealer where the story
Okay.
was that in that movie, James Earl Jones' character died because
Okay.
he was in all three of those movies, and and he died in the last one, Clear Present Danger, and there was Sneakers, as I said, remember I told you about.
Right.
There was also a movie where it was this dude. Um, it was a little movie about this dude. He dressed up as a white guy. He was a British dude who saw he was on a plane with this guy. He was a gangster going to crash, and the gangster he changed his face. He was like I think he supposed to went into witness protection or he faked his death. He was hiding from the FBI.
Right.
So they were on a plane together, and they were thinking they could crash and die. The guy was crying, and the gangster in his face, he wasn't scared. We're gonna die. He told him who he was, and then when they realized it was turbulence, he's sitting there. The gangster realized he told his secrets to this guy.
Mm.
So what he did was the other guy was a black guy, black British guy. He highlighted became a white guy. There's a part
Mm.
where James Earl Jones was gonna do a play in the movie, and he was supposed to play a stand-in. And what's happened was James Earl Jones got injured and the guy had to become a stand-in. And the mobster was trying to kill him, but he didn't kill him. He didn't kill him, and then he got busted. And then there's one part the wife says, "Why?" When she realized, she asked him some questions, something like, "Why we go always going to Jersey for our vacations?" So it was a pretty good movie. It was here Frank Langella was the mobster, and James Earl Jones had like a little cameo in it.
Mm.
It
No,
was
I didn't
called.
see that.
It was what was the name of the movie? All you gotta do is you can. It's where is the name of that movie? I
I
forgot the
tell you
name.
what, when it comes to your mind, you let me know. You can check it.
Yeah. I remember I saw the movie. It was a funny movie. It was a funny movie because they thought he was they was going to try to kill him, but thought he killed another hitman, and he thought he was the hitman, but it wasn't him. But it was crazy.
Mm. Yeah, but anyway, man, he made many. I mean, he made some accomplishments. I mean, unfortunately, can't stay here long. Gotta gotta move on. So, but farewell to James Earl Jones. You know,
Yeah,
so, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's about it. I'm gonna keep. I don't want to drag it on. But I appreciate you tagging along with me for me to do this. And yeah,
no problem, no problem. Like I said, I drag you on, for my stuff. Tomorrow we have a Muscle Talk Monday. I push it back to 5 o'clock because I have people say, well, it's like it's still most people are working, so I want to maybe get more people on.
all right.
So yeah. So we're gonna for Muscle Talk Mondays, it's gonna be 5 o'clock from
All
now
right.
on. And it's a good time for some people to be back. Be home, maybe want to jump on and do the lives. I know have it early today. Sometimes 3 o'clock is maybe early for some, but it's usually
Yeah.
I have like I could eat my supper a little earlier, before we start because usually heavy afterwards. But I do appreciate coming on here, and just shooting the shit. I'm planning on doing something at the end of this month. You know, yeah, I reached out to some ladies, said, I mean, a while back, Art did it a while back, and he's staying away from me. He's doing something else. I said, let me pick it up for him. Let me do this. So I'm gonna try to do something also. Maybe we get some people on. We talk, and you're
Yeah.
always welcome.
Yeah. No doubt. I appreciate it. So so a disturbing force is getting me to do something. So I gotta cut it short. But I appreciate you and I
Mhm.
appreciate everybody that tune in. So yeah, hit me up tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk. So but
Yeah.
thanks again.
All right. Rest in peace to the great late James Earl Jones. He is a player's place, a better place.
Rest in peace, Mr. Jones. All right, yo, this is KLA Cloud the Wanderer and all the way George Page signing out. Peace.
Peace.